There are areas where these intersect. Voluntary carbon markets obviously took off quite heavily in the early 2020s, saw a doubling of demand between 19 and 21, up to 180 million tons of credits retired, but we've seen demand maybe pull back a little bit, stabilize around those levels in the year since. I guess what are those factors that are driving the voluntary aspect of these markets?
Yeah, sure. So voluntary demand is, of course, a bit more volatile than compliance demand because companies get to make a choice about whether they're going to be buying and retiring carbon credits for voluntary purposes, whereas they don't get to make that choice for compliance mechanisms. And there's a couple of things that are quite key in driving demand in voluntary markets. So one is companies' emissions and the targets that they set to reduce their emissions. And two is their ability to pay. And we find that it's the ability to pay that is quite key in driving decision-making and purchasing behavior in the voluntary market. So if you look at an example at a company like Microsoft, it has both lots of emissions, near-term targets, and a high ability to pay, which kind of explains why it's been so active in carbon credit markets in the last couple of years. But this is really the exception rather than the rule. So in analysis that we've done, we've looked at over 17,000 companies globally, and only 1 in 90 companies has an ability to pay that is equal to or higher than Microsoft's. But over time, we expect this to change. So there's a couple of key drivers there. One is that emissions are flatlining or falling across the economy. And two, companies are continuing to increase their profitability. So taken together, that means the ability to pay for carbon credits is increasing. And if you project this forward out to 2050, this increases the number of companies that have an ability to pay similar to Microsoft's current levels from 1 in 90 today to 1 in 8 by 2050. So we expect that that's going to have fairly significant impacts on buying behavior and to see a large increase in demand for high quality carbon credits over that time.